Good morning. Welcome to the Carla Marie and Anthony Show. My name is Anthony.
I'm Carla Marie.
And I know the camera shot looks a little weird, different than it did yesterday. This shot of me was not the anticipated or planned shot today, but we are making do. However, Carla Marie's camera looks pretty good. Up close and personal, right there.
I don't even want to know.
You don't want to know what?
What
don't you want to know?
How close it is to my face, because I haven't seen it since we switched it. We actually didn't switch spots. We are in the exact same seats, but you moved the cameras.
I did move the cameras around,
so
yes.
It looks like it.
Yeah. Because originally, if I was in the other spot, it would have looked like I was looking off to the side of the screen and not at Carla Marie. Mm-hmm. So this at least makes sense.
Yeah.
It's all the little things we have to worry about while we do this. But if you hear our voices a little off today, a little hoarse, that is because we were out last night. We were out there, you know?
It's crazy because I was texting in our group chat with the content kittens, John, Jake, Ricky, and Erica, and Ricky was like, "Wow, it's crazy you guys went out. Like, I haven't gone out on a weeknight since like kind of taking over this morning show." And I was like, "Yeah, once Anthony and I moved to Seattle, that like going out on a weeknight stopped." But I said this morning it is like old school Elvis show, Carla Marie and Anthony.
Yeah,
today.
I mean, for those of you that weren't here yesterday or didn't see anything on social media, we got an opportunity through our friends at T-Mobile to go to the Home Run Derby, to do a bunch of stuff yesterday, and then go to their Derby After Dark after party.
So where do we start with telling the story of everything?
I think the beginning's a good spot.
So we went to the Home Run Derby. We actually all squeezed in a car, us, Danielle, and our whole family. We had so much fun. And we get to the Derby. We got to go and sit. We sat with Marshall from Love is Blind and his girlfriend, Shay. They're amazing. T-Mobile had come to us and they're like, who else, like, do you know any other local influencers who would want to come? And I was like, I do. So that was really cool to be able to.
Boy, do I ever.
So it was cool to take them. And the Derby itself was wild. Even if you're not like a baseball fan,
I say it all the time. If you have the opportunity, especially if it's in your town, to go to the Home Run Derby, make every reasonable effort to go, because it is. I've been to a lot of really cool, iconic sporting events. I've been to the Final Four. I've seen the blue turf in Iowa or in Boise. I've been to a game at Texas. I've seen a game at the Rose Bowl. The Home Run Derby is one of the best live sporting events you can watch. And the best part is it means nothing at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But it's so fun. And we had a chance, I don't know if you watched last night, but Julio Rodriguez plays for the Mariners. So he was like the hometown guy that was participating in the Home Run Derby, and he put on an absolute home run clinic.
I was going to say, isn't it he put on a clinic?
Yeah.
Is that what you're supposed to say?
Yeah.
I really wanted him to win.
Everyone did.
It was so wild. But
41 home runs in 3 minutes, essentially. And the next closest that round, I think, was 29 or 28.
It was absurd.
And the next closest in the next round was, I think, 31. So that round that he had, where he hit 41 home runs, insane.
It was absolutely wild. And then we also, highlight of the night, got to try Moto Pizza for the first time. So we have a friend who's in town because he works for Sodexo, which is the company that brings all the food to T-Mobile Park, and he does it for other stadiums as well. Yeah. And he was like, I have Moto Pizza. I literally was like guarding this pizza because it launched, and I don't even know when they opened in Seattle, but you've probably seen them on TikTok no matter where you live, because you have to pre-order your pizza 6 months in advance.
Which is
insane.
A wild concept.
But then they opened up in the stadium, and now like people can, get access to the pizza easier. But he brought us some, and I was like walking around like this because I was scared people were going to steal it from me.
Well, every single person I know that has been to the stadium recently, their mission is to get Moto Pizza.
Oh, yeah. They go early.
And it's in like the 300 section, isn't it?
Yeah, which is smart.
Yeah. Make people work for it,
Yeah.
But yeah, we got to try that, which even though it was cold when I had it, very good.
Marijuana said, we're getting it in August, which is like He knows the day. But when it went viral on TikTok, it was this woman that forgot she ordered it because I guess they don't be like, hey, reminder, your pizza is tomorrow.
Yeah.
They just text you and say your order is ready 6 months later, and she forgot.
Yeah, it's like, good luck.
So she said it had to be the night that I made like a really big dinner for my family. Now we have 6 pizzas.
Throw it out. That's it. Put it in some Tupperware.
So yeah, so we got to do Moto Pizza.
But I will say, I think it was Jen was asking if we were cheering. Yeah, it was Jen. If we were cheering for Rushman, the Oriole player. So he's a rookie, and he got to play in or hit in the home run derby yesterday. I didn't really know. I've heard his name. Never really watched him play.
Little cutie.
I felt so bad because he was kind of the unknown player for the most part in the home run derby. Came out, hit an insane amount of home runs. Just went up against one of the best home run hitters in the game from the White Sox and was eliminated in the first round.
Right. But it was crazy because I said to Anthony, I'm like, these guys came all the way here to play for 3 minutes.
Yeah.
3 minutes and 30 seconds.
The marketing opportunities, if you're in the home run derby, it is a cool event. Yeah. It was won by Vladimir Guerrero Jr., whose father won, I think it was 16 years ago.
Crazy.
And I guess they have video of little Vlad at the ballpark when his dad is playing and hitting in the home run derby. So they have him as a kid, like, because you'll see a player's kids all over the field during the All-Star Day, All-Star Game activities. So he was one of those little kids, and now he's winning the home run derby himself.
I will say, Danielle said the same thing on our way home, that, listen, it was cool. I will go there all over again. I'll do that again. But getting to watch from home, when you watch and you see all the commentators and everything,
clips and stuff like that, yeah.
And she's like, I actually missed that. And I was like, yeah, I could see that.
I noticed that difference more when I'm watching football games. Like when I go to the games in Vegas with my brother to watch the Raiders and the Chiefs, there are times where you go, what happened? Because everything's so jumbled up in football.
Yeah.
That sometimes you don't even see a play. Whereas baseball, I do feel like because it's so spread out, yeah, there's some cool facts you might miss.
Yeah, but the home run derby I'm talking about.
No, I know. I'm just saying, but for me, I don't think I missed it because there is an in-game host who's talking a little bit, and you still get to see everything so clearly.
Oh, come shots! Yeah, I'm not allowed to shake shots in here anymore. Thank you, Jordan.
Thank you, Jordan.
Is it the pina colada again?
Sweet.
Appreciate you. Oh my God, I literally almost knocked it over.
We're in level 6.
That's why.
Perfect.
Thank
Cheers
you.
to you, Carla. Cheers to everyone who supported the stream today.
Seattle Cocktail Club, thank you for not only providing the alcohol, but quite literally doing all of the work.
Cheers, Carla Marie. Brings me back to last night. Although we didn't actually take shots last night. I took a shot. What are you talking about?
Didn't you take a shot with your new boyfriends?
No, they got me Prosecco. Thank you very much.
Oh.
They got me some bubbles.
I left your gift at home. Okay, so home run derby, great and all. But we got invited to T-Mobile's Derby After Dark party. And I was telling everyone who worked at T-Mobile this. It was by far the coolest party, or I don't want to say event, but it was the coolest party that's been in Seattle.
It was the fanciest party I think I've ever been to in
fanciest.
Seattle.
And they were like, what do you mean? I'm like, this is just not what Seattle does. So it was kind of refreshing to have. So we walked the magenta carpet. We have red carpet, pink magenta carpet photos that the press took.
Yeah.
And I will share them on
I think
they
social. Begrudgingly took it. I think they saw us walk down and go, who are these homeless people walking on our carpet?
Fox was there doing Fox Sports was there, and I was like, you don't want to talk to us. We just went inside.
We also, I do need to preface this. Not only did we walk in there, and we were obviously relatively unknown for considering there were actual celebrities walking on the carpet, but also I think they had just gotten word that a very special guest was on the way. So everyone was just waiting for that shot. Not us.
They didn't want to waste their film.
They looked at my leg and said, Gimpy, get off the magenta carpet.
So we get inside. They bring us to the T-Mobile guest section, which we're also going to get to in a moment. And we're sitting there and they're like, hey, we actually need you guys to slide over a bit. And we're like, okay. cool. And this guy that like worked for T-Mobile was like, oh yeah, A-Rod's coming. And we're like, funny. And he's like, no, really. And we're like, okay.
He goes, that's why they keep moving you over. They need to make room for A-Rod.
And I'm like, okay. Sure enough.
Yeah.
Alex freaking Rodriguez comes walking in and is sitting 5 feet away from me.
Yeah.
5 feet. And the reason they made us move wasn't because he was going to sit there. It was because they didn't want us even closer to him, I think.
We would have been back to back, essentially. If you've been to like any VIP or area like that, they have like the U-shaped couches.
Yeah, and they were like...
So our back would have been against A-Rod. And I like to think they kept asking us to make room, to see if we could make room for this guy, A-Rod, instead of moving us down.
Yeah.
You know? Hey, could you guys squeeze in a guy that we got here? This old man that's coming down?
I'm texting my family. I'm like, I'm 5 feet away. And what was crazy is literally 20 minutes prior to that, I had seen the video of A-Rod throwing the fish at Pike Place Market. Yes. I was like, oh, man, we could have been at the market. A-Rod was there. So I shared the video. And then he was next to me.
Yeah.
It was a surreal experience. And we were like, we didn't talk to him. We weren't, as he was leaving, I was like, which I'm also like, when people do that to us in public, I'm like, just say hi to us, but we're not A-Rod.
It's A-Rod. I don't think he wanted anyone to say hi to him. That's why they were moving everyone away from him.
But he wasn't there that long. I don't even think he drank. He just chilled and left.
Yeah, it was about an hour. And then that was it. But you know, what's interesting, and
Jeter would have been better, Vicky. You are correct. We were talking about
Jeter, we would have had to all sign like non-disclosures probably.
Well, wasn't
that the thing? If you went to a club, you'd have to sign like a non-disclosure if you hooked up with them.
If you hooked up with them. Yeah. I don't think either of us were doing that.
I think I would have.
I would have. Yeah. So we were talking about that. We were like, well, Jeter would never be here. Anthony's like, yeah, because he's going home to Hannah Davis. And I was like, yeah, 100%. He's going home to
Hannah Jeter? Did she change her name?
She did. I would. That is... Literally wouldn't have to think twice about that one.
I would take his first name.
I was wearing Jeter on my back last night.
I would. If Derek Jeter married me, I said, you could now call me Derek Jeter. I'll take your full name. Just call me Derek Jeter's husband. I don't care. Take my name. Yeah. Erase it from memory.
Oh, my God. Okay, hold on.
Just living in that house in the Florida. Is he in Tampa, where his gigantic house was? That Tom Brady was renting when he was playing there? It's like the largest house on the western coast of Florida.
Okay, so let's go back for a moment.
Wait, Jeter has 4 kids already with Hannah Davis?
Aren't they all girls too?
Didn't they just 4? Didn't they just have their first kid like 3 years ago?
They secretly just had one. They're pumping them out.
How do you knock out 4 kids already?
When you have someone to take care of them, I'm sure. It's great.
I guess it's a lot easier, and you don't have to worry about like paying for anything.
Oh, the last one was a boy? 3 girls and a boy.
Do you think he's under the Marlins health insurance?
Yeah, how does that like?
As a former player, how do you even get health insurance? Is it like the Players Association or the union?
Yeah, like do the Kardashians have to go to like Marketplace?
They have Obamacare. Yeah, Kardashians are straight up on Obamacare, trying to get their approvals, all that stuff.
I think that doesn't matter, though, for them. Oh, but then they get fined by the IRS, I bet, for not having insurance.
You don't get fined for not having insurance.
Apparently you do. I learned that recently.
What?
Because I was like, I'm not going to have health insurance. People are like, you're going to get fined by the IRS.
I think that's not true. We need some confirmation from a smart person because...
Oh, and Becky said not anymore.
Okay.
All right, so good. Then I'm canceling my health insurance because it's trash. Anyway. Derby After Dark.
Okay,
it gets better.
It does get better.
So Anderson .Paak, Wikied.
Yeah. So what is his DJ name? Pee-wee?
DJ Pee-wee? PP?
It's not PP.
Pee-wee.
I think it's DJ Pee-wee.
Yeah.
Or just Pee-wee.
And he played some great jams.
I saw his name on the list when we got the original invitation to the Derby After Dark. I did not realize that was Anderson .Paak when I saw the name on the list.
I only saw because they had it in parentheses on another thing.
I thought the parentheses meant like he was going to come out and do a set.
That's him.
Because there was a Heineken event I went to years ago, and it was DJ AM, Travis Barker, and then Paul Wall. Because Paul Wall was going to come out for like 2 songs.
Well, there was one of these last night. Yep. 2 of these.
2.
The other guy. That's in the Lunatics.
I don't know if he was actually in the St. Lunatics, that guy.
All right, well, we're going to pretend. So anyway.
Okay.
So Anderson .Paak, I was like, that's the other guy from Silk Sonic, right? Anthony said, yeah. So it was
amongst other things.
He was wiki-wikiing. Great time. We're hanging out. A-Rod's here. We're hanging with Marshall and Shay, talking to like T-Mobile people. We were living.
Our friend Michelle was there with her husband.
Yes. Michelle and her husband, Charlie, who played in Champions of Change with Anthony. You may know her from, she used to work at Q13 in Seattle. She's now like I guess she's the reporter for the Sounders. I don't know the best way to describe what she does, but
she's their person.
And then like we know Nellie's performing. When I tell you, Nelly performed for like 2 hours and it was non-stop jams. And he would play like other people's music too, but I mean, mainly his music. And every other song, he would be like, I just need to thank you for sticking with me for 20 years.
Pretty crazy.
But while this is happening, right in front of me, even closer than A-Rod, was Julio Rodriguez, J-Rod. So not only were we in a club with A-Rod,
A-Rod and J-Rod.
J-Rod. Right in front of me. Like, I could have, like, tapped on his head if I wanted to, but I did not. I was scared. I was, like, holding my drink. I'm like, I'm spilling my drink on this man. And he was, like, a little kid, 22 years old, obviously, living the dream. Then...
But not like acting a fool or anything, just hanging with his friends.
Loving Nelly with his friends. Then I'm like, Anthony, that guy, he was there tonight too, hitting home runs.
A Rosarina. Yeah. And it was so cool to see them go from being the best at what they do and just crush it. Because a Rosarina kicked off the home run derby yesterday. I thought, stupidly, by the end of it, but I thought the first round by a Rosarina, because he hit 26 home runs.
Yeah.
I was like, there's no way someone beats that. That's going to be the best performance of the night. Mm-hmm. Boy, was I wrong.
Completely wrong.
But a Rosarina did make it to the finals. Lost to Vlad Jr.
Oh, right.
And they just looked like they were having the best time.
But, yeah, they took a photo together with some other guy that I don't know. I don't know if he was, like, trying to take a photo with them or if he was the third athlete. I couldn't tell.
Oh,
You didn't see him.
I didn't see. Okay.
You were too busy,
sorry, someone was giving me attention. Someone's giving me attention.
Which we're going to get to. But you know who else was there? I don't know his name. The guy who was in the celebrity softball tournament who was in Pitch Perfect. Not Adam Devine, the other one.
I've never seen Pitch Perfect, so
Looks kind of like Dane Cook.
I'm sure someone in the chat knows.
He walked by me. Skylar Aston. Yeah. I was like...
Oh, he was there as well?
He walked right by me. I go to Michelle. That guy's famous. She's like, yeah, it's the guy from Pitch Perfect. I'm like,
does he live here?
I don't know. We can't. We're gonna do the whole show talking about this, but it was such a surreal experience for us that I wish we could have been streaming from there.
And shout out to T-Mobile because every single person we worked with on that team.
Oh my God, they did such a good job.
From the fan event, the fan experience is called Play Ballpark. They walked us around, helped us. Carla Marie got a cool phone case. Are you using it right now?
No, it's at home. I made a case. It's got a Yankees logo, a Mariners logo, and a number 2.
For Derek Jeter.
Mm-hmm. My boy.
Carla Marie was, as she was customizing her phone case. Now, they didn't have the Google Pixel phone case, so I was just like capturing content for Carla Marie. I saw her putting the number 1 on her phone case, and I said, Carla Marie, what is the significance of the number 1? Assuming she was going to say, oh, when I played softball, that was my number or something. And she just said, I'm number 1. Like you were a 2-year-old.
Like stone cold sober.
Yeah.
At this point.
Yeah, this was like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So we did that event. Then they had a really cool activation indoors at the Lumen Field Event Center. And it was 48 cameras, I believe.
48 cameras.
That do a 360 view of you doing like a home run hit and like a bat flip.
I didn't even swing. I just flipped my bat.
So you didn't even do the first part?
I walked out and Spencer, Danielle's son, goes, you didn't even swing. I go,
you had to swing.
I didn't know I had to swing. I just flipped my bat. It's called the bat flipping camera.
So we did that. But every single person we met along the way through T-Mobile.
So nice.
Just incredible. And obviously it was the T-Mobile Home Run Derby. It's T-Mobile Park.
Yeah.
This was like their Super Bowl.
Yeah.
For lack of a better term.
Well, I don't know if they're going to like us anymore.
Why is that?
Well, Anthony, can you explain to me why I found this in my purse this morning?
Oh. I forgot about that. Okay. In my defense.
Can you see this on the camera? I can't see.
Yeah, they can see it. T-Mobile Guests Reserve Derby After Dark. It's the little table placeholder that they gave us. Not gave us. It was on our table. I took it.
I was like, what? What is in here?
I put it in your purse.
Somebody did.
I do remember saying, I think I'm going to take some. I think, you know what it was? Do you remember when I said I need to steal something? That's, I guess, what I stole.
There were pillows.
Because it was going to be that or a pillow.
The pillows were cool. Same logo, Derby After Dark. Like, can we change the Carla Meade Anthony Show logo to look like that? Because I think it's cool.
We could. We absolutely could.
Neon little. That's like the Elvis logo, I think, though. Well, here you go, Seattle Cocktail Club. You can be T-Mobile.
No, I'm going to start putting that on places everywhere I go just to reserve my spot. And they're going to go, what the hell's Derby After Dark?
So Anthony stole that. And then
what if I went to the T-Mobile office, to like their cafeteria, and just put it on the table?
Well, that would be for everyone.
No, because it doesn't say T-Mobile employees. It says T-Mobile guests.
Okay. So then Anthony kept like having, okay, let's go back. Nelly performing. Oh my God. I don't want to leave the spot. I'm watching Nelly the whole time. I can't believe it. I love this man. I've loved him for 20 years. He's amazing. Anthony's like, I got to sit down, like my legs.
I will say my leg today, my good leg, not my bad leg, so nothing to be scared of, is so sore from walking around, putting all the pressure on, and then watching the performances. I was mainly leaning on my good leg with the peg leg. So
yeah. So Anthony's like, I gotta sit down, which was only like 10 feet away from me. I turn around. Anthony is now sitting there talking to three men.
Yes.
And at face value, I'm like, those are three gay dudes.
They absolutely were.
They were.
Yeah.
And I was like, it just makes sense. But not only is Anthony talking to these guys, he's like living, and he's like loving it.
Listen,
I'm like,
a girl loves some attention, you know?
You did. And then I look over at another point, and he's like, got a new drink with them. And then Anthony gets up to come over by me. Left the leg behind. You hobbled over.
Yes.
And I'm like, Anthony, I just watched that man fake hump your fake leg.
That's fine.
And then Anthony went back.
At least he didn't real hump my real leg. It could have been very different.
Anthony went back, and they left a rose on his leg chair.
Can I tell you my favorite part of the night? You didn't even know this happened.
Well, the rose is in our refrigerator right now because he made me take it home.
Yes. Well, listen. You get a rose, you keep a rose. It's like The Bachelor. I'm not giving up that rose. That was what's the first night called? The initiation rose? No, what's it called?
Initiation rose.
No, what is it?
No, it is.
It's not the initiation rose. What is it? Initial rose?
The virgin rose.
It's not the virgin rose. They wouldn't have given it to me. What was it?
Well, you're virgin.
That, yes.
First impression rose.
First impression rose. That's the one they were giving me. So I sit down. The three guys come up to me. The one guy, the most outgoing of the three, starts talking to me, telling me how he was like sweet talking the security guard to let him into the VIP area. Blah blah blah. I said, okay, cool. And they ordered.
So they weren't T-Mobile guests?
No.
Wow.
No, they were security guard guests, I guess. So the one guy goes back to the bar. He says, we're doing Prosecco. You're doing one with us. And I said, yeah, absolutely. Why would I not? What are you talking about? It's not even a question. So
Here
he goes.
and then I'm hanging out with baseball players over there.
So, but the highlight of my night was when one of the three guys came back with the 4 glasses of Prosecco. Mm-hmm. Am I saying it right? It's Prosecco, right?
Prosecco.
Okay. And we're toasting. And they went, let's go, ladies. And we all put our glasses together. And I was like, this is the highlight of my life. I don't know why this is so enjoyable, but I love every single moment of this.
We were living very separate lives, 5 feet away from one another.
That was the gayest I've ever been. Was at that moment.
Was it though?
Yeah, I think so. I think it was. I think being in a group of three gay men, calling ourselves ladies, I think it was the greatest experience.
Lisa just said, I wish Scotty was in here.
Oh my God.
Scotty
it was so
West
good.
Seattle.
I wish Scotty was there yesterday.
He would have had a good time.
It was so good. But yeah.
It was.
Let's go, ladies. The only thing that could have made the moment better is if right after they said that, Shania Twain kicked in the door.
But that's not what she says.
let's go, girls.
Yes.
And then I would have, because one of them had cowboy boots. I would have taken his cowboy boots and
He
said,
was wearing cowboy boots.
they were like silver cowboy boots from what I remember.
I thought they were regular. He was wearing like.
Oh, no, there was a girl wearing silver cowboy boots.
He was wearing like a baseball stadium outfit with shorts and cowboy boots.
They were great.
Where were they from?
No idea.
Okay. What were you guys giggling about when I looked back?
Oh, just life.
I said to Marshall, I was like, Anthony is a gay man magnet. And he was like, that has got to be the ultimate compliment, though, right? Not for me. And I was like, sure. So, speaking of Shania Twain kicking down the door, wasn't her. But who did Nelly bring out on stage? My boy, Jaquan.
Jaquan.
I need to meet this man and tell him that Tipsy was on my 2004 track season MP3 playlist. Mm-hmm. And I would clip it and run around the field and listen to Tipsy and be like, I can't wait till I'm 21. Yeah. And you don't even know this, Anthony. So I posted, like, my life is made. Nelly brought out Jaquan and I watched Tipsy live.
Yeah.
And you know who reposted it?
Jaquan?
Jaquan.
No, he didn't.
And
You tweeted it or on your Instagram story?
Instagram story.
That's cool.
And I don't quite understand. I don't know if he was trying to say home run derby or there's like some cool words I don't even know about. But this is what he said. Where'd he go?
I threaded it.
HHM dirty?
Wait, what?
Or dirty?
Yeah, I don't know.
Or home run derby? Just typos?
HHM. Anyone in the chat? HHM.
Homie.
Well, I know that's dirty like the way that Nelly says dirty. Like dirty entertainment.
Guys. And then the other guy Nelly came. What's his name?
I don't know who was on stage with it. It could have been one of the...
No, he said his name. Little City.
No, City Spud was someone they were shouting out, but that was not...
No, he said...
that was City
yeah.
Spud? So he's one of the St. Lunatics.
I told you that.
Okay.
Were you actually a Nelly fan? I don't think you were.
I was.
No, because you were not appreciating it. You weren't even watching Nelly.
What are you talking
about?
You
were going to get roses and stuff.
I mean, listen. A guy gives you roses.
Hold on, you were posting me with a kiss emoji?
What?
I didn't see that. Where?
It's Megan in the chat said, Jaquan reposted you with a kiss emoji.
Oh, I didn't see it on the bottom. He gave me a kiss with his emoji.
That's funny. Show the camera.
Sorry. I got very excited. He's probably this stupid idiot white girl dressed like Barbie. Which, by the way, that outfit that I wore last night will also be my outfit for the Barbie premiere. Just needs to let
because it was all magenta and
pink. It was perfect Barbie, but I was like, how do I not wear this at T-Mobile? But I'm going to switch up the look a little bit. And don't worry, I'm ordering Anthony a Ken shirt from Amazon.
What is a Ken shirt?
Well, like I'm going to get you like one of those white, it's a t-shirt with a collar and some little buttons. It's on Prime.
Like a polo?
But like it's what?
Like fully buttoned down or a polo butt? Like
I'll show you.
2 buttons.
A polo butt?
Polo butt? That's what they were calling me last night.
This guy. I think this could pass for a Ken shirt.
It's a polo.
Men's polo shirt. Yeah.
So you ordered me a white polo.
You don't have one. Okay, I'm going to look up Ken shirt.
I'm not really a polo wearer.
No, but you would look good in it.
I don't know about that.
Will you wear this whole outfit to the Barbie premiere? If I get it in pink?
Like that?
Yeah. You have to
Indoors?
dress like Ken.
You want me to go to a movie theater with my titties out? What do I look like to you?
Oh, can I wear I have my outfit, but if I would wear like a Ken and a heart and you wear Barbie and a heart.
Sure. Yes. B Delps said, did you guys see Nate hating on Anthony?
Here.
Huh?
We didn't see it. We heard it.
Yeah, well, they do it on YouTube too, don't they?
Oh. The 15-minute morning show?
Yeah.
I didn't watch it.
So yesterday in the 15-minute morning show, Danielle was talking about how she was visiting with us and she was staying with us. And then Elvis talked about how he was out here as well while they were on vacation. And they both talked about my peg leg and how when Elvis saw me hobbling into brunch, he thought I lost my leg. And then the whole morning show started talking about that as well. And Nate said something along the lines of, you know what? It's going to happen to anybody. I'm sorry it happened to Anthony, but at least like maybe he'll stop working out so much and he'll put on some pounds and be, like the rest of us is essentially what he was saying. Which, listen, Nate is awesome. He's not actually happy I hurt myself. Mm-hmm. Maybe he is. Who knows? So, yes, I heard it. Love the compliment. I'll take it. I mean, I can't hate on it.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
It's good stuff.
Danielle was like, but he's still going to the gym.
He is.
All this stuff.
He is doing that. I was a little disappointed I didn't go yesterday, but I think I'll be able to make it back today at some point.
What?
What?
When are you going to do that?
The gym?
You have a haircut today, and we might be going to the All-Star game.
All-Star game will be over at 8 o'clock, and I'll go to the gym.
Okay, we also have to get into the rudest thing Anthony has ever said to me. We'll do that in a moment. But we realized yesterday that Danielle and I are truly the same exact person. And Anthony and Sheldon are also the same person.
Yeah.
And that we were talking about like the different things that drive them crazy about us. But we're like, yeah, but this is how we have to function. Like repeating things and saying our to-do list. And Sheldon's like, oh, really? Yeah, I know. I don't care that what's on your to-do list. Don't tell me. Yeah. Just do it.
I will say the sucking people into your to-do list thing that a lot of people do, it's rude because now you're taking your anxiety and you're saying now everyone has to be anxious with me.
You're a little hanging out with those guys a little too much. Put that down.
With my screwdriver? I don't know if anyone can even see this. I've been pointing with this.
Yeah.
But wait, what is the rudest thing I've said to you?
So.
Was this last night?
We were talking about Elvis's podcast.
Did I dump you for the gays?
15-minute morning show last night. Anthony and I were talking about it, just hanging out at the T-Mobile Derby After Dark party for T-Mobile Reserve guests. And we were talking about how they were mentioning Anthony's body and how it was like so nice and he's ripped and whatever. And I was like, man, it sucks being the fat one in the relationship.
Okay, I did not say anything rude. I very quickly said you are not.
Wait, no.
What?
He started laughing and he goes,
what did I say?
You're not the fat one, but I'm not the fat one. But I'm definitely not the fat one.
Well, okay. Maybe it didn't come out the way I meant it to come out, but I don't know what you want me to say.
I said, you're not the fat one, but I'm not the fat one.
Yeah, this relationship doesn't have a fat one. How about that? That's maybe what I should have said instead.
My thigh rub says otherwise.
I don't know what to tell you.
And my lack of abs in comparison.
I don't know what to tell you.
So, yeah. I said, I'm going to get so ripped that I'm going to make sure that 15-minute morning show podcast talks about my abs.
Go for it.
It's my goal. And if they don't, I'm going to call them up and tell them they have to.
Okay, when are you going to start?
After the wedding this weekend that we go to.
Listen, I don't know what you want me to tell you.
No, it was fun. I'm not,
okay,
I'm 0% offended, sad, anything. It was a hilarious moment.
Exactly. Tacoma Swiftie, there is no fat one.
No.
It's not like a requirement for every relationship. It's not.
Also, we're the douchebags post-Coachella wearing our wristbands to work.
We tried to do a pass back with the wristbands yesterday.
Probably shouldn't share that.
Sorry, T-Mobile. But they were good peeps that needed to be in there. So there was
I just made it too tight.
There was a TikTok I saw where I guess if you just keep twisting this enough, it eventually like loosens and then you can pass your wristbands back.
Yeah, but why do people do that? Because then these companies make them so that they can't do that.
Yeah. But I think instead I almost cut off the circulation to my hand yesterday. What?
This is an office. Is there scissors?
Yeah, there's scissors right there. In the pencil holder.
Can you get it for me?
I could.
I'm panicking. But I wanted to keep it. I accidentally made it tight just now. No, I got it. We're going to keep going.
Okay, so you don't want it.
I'm going to lick it.
Throw some Windex on there. We'll loosen up.
I want to save it. It's got the MLB logo on it.
Does it?
Almost there, guys.
It doesn't have it. It's just the T-Mobile logo.
On the flap, you dummy.
Oh, okay. There you go, Carla Marie. Congratulations. Did you just tighten it all the way?
So now.
What are you going to do with it?
I'm going to put it on Max's arm.
Let's see. Easier for a guy to slip it off or cut one side and slide it. Oh, yeah.
But he couldn't even get it off.
No, I couldn't get it off at all. I was actually telling someone that was with us last night. I don't remember who it was. But back in the day, what you would do, because before like wristbands got super fancy like this one, normally at like clubs and bars, you would just get like an X or something from a bouncer on your wrist, like with a Sharpie. So there's a couple things people would do. If it was a stamp, you would lick your stamp, and then you'd put it on another person, you'd press, and it transfers a little bit.
Wouldn't it transfer reverse?
It doesn't matter. They're not really looking. Like if it's a word, it might be messed up.
Okay.
But if it's just a logo of some sort, you're going to be good. The other thing, I know my cousins used to do this when we would go into the city when I was literally 14 years old. You'd have a bag of Sharpies in the car. One person would pay or go in or whatever. You'd send a girl to go in first because they normally weren't paying. They would tell you what color Sharpie and what was being drawn, whether it was an X or a circle or whatever, and then everyone else would go in, write it.
But if I was the bouncer, I'd be like, that ain't my X. And that's not my circle.
Maybe it was a different bouncer. Multiple bouncers.
Yeah.
Those were the moves back in the day. I know that, and I'm sure there are other ones. Marshall was saying, because I was mentioning him as he was watching me almost rip my own hand off. I was like, no, I saw this on TikTok. It's got to work. He said, I saw one on TikTok too. You're supposed to use 2 plastic bags that somehow get this off. I don't know what.
I did see that. I forget what it is. But
I don't know what the mechanism is, like what you do with the plastic bags.
Go with those last night to the.
No, and that's the other thing. I normally don't travel with just plastic bags in my back pocket.
That's
Maybe I
good
should.
for like festival pass backs and stuff, probably.
True. But does anyone know what the
no one's going to type it and explain it.
Okay.
There was something about like weaving it through and you like wiggle it.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Vicky said back in the day they had glow-in-the-dark stamps, only visible with black light. I do remember those too.
No, we got in trouble.
Event producer, there are serious consequences for someone if you do that.
Yeah,
Very
I
true.
wouldn't do it at like we weren't. First of all, no one paid to go to that event. Second, it was just in our spot, in our area,
which we had reserved for the record. They were. Okay, you put the plastic bag on your hand, then slide the band over the bag and reverse it. Oh, that's interesting.
Well, you know what, though? It doesn't matter because in our lifetime, it's going to be a part of our fingerprints when you go to an event, and then no one's going to be able to do this.
Yeah. Well, even with barcodes that you scan now, you can only have them on your screen for so long, and they keep repeating.
And screenshots don't work.
Exactly. And it's to protect against screenshots. It's a moving barcode, essentially.
What is it? NEC is what it says when you scan it?
NFC.
No, it says NEC. When the little thing they want you to tap at T-Mobile Park, they're like, no, tap here where it says NEC.
You sure? Because it's not near field communications, which is the technology that you use.
I'm pretty sure it's NEC. It's something different. You don't know. You haven't been scanning yourself in.
Oh, because I don't have an iPhone?
You can. You just aren't responsible enough.
I usually use the barcode. And
you forget I get the text. I didn't accept my Ticketmaster ticket. Can you send it to me again?
That's true. Vicky said there are armbands or wristbands with barcodes now too. So you need the wristband and the proper code. But yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot to do to keep us honest, because the last thing we are is honest.
So I hope T-Mobile doesn't watch this today.
What did we do wrong?
We snuck people in. We stole things.
Correction. You did. I attempted to and didn't do it. Therefore, you are the criminal, not me.
You stole that.
That was going to be thrown out anyway. What were they going to do with that?
They definitely could pop this open and choose it for the next party.
For the next time the All-Star Game's here in 20 years?
This was probably rented. They're getting fined today.
We'll reach out and we'll say, hey, someone put this in Carlin Ree's bag last night as a gag. If you guys need it back, let us know. I don't know what it is about being in fancy places. I like to steal stuff. I don't know. It's just, I think it's because I know that I'm like not deserving.
Who was it on Elvis's show that stole toilet paper from someone's?
Probably Greg T. I don't know.
They went to like a famous person's house and stole or hand towels.
I don't know.
Will Smith.
Why were they at Will Smith's house?
I don't know. There's something going on in my brain about this.
Yeah. Exactly. We don't know. We know we don't belong there, so we just got to take something. That's how you feel. There is someone, maybe it was Nate. They steal like the same exact thing from people's houses every time they go. Like one fork.
Oh, maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
Or something like that. I know Froggy would steal He would steal steak knives.
Yeah, that's what Chris just said the exact same thing about.
Yeah. I would do for a long time, and I was telling someone this recently, because the cool thing when any big event like this, like the All-Star Game, WrestleMania, Super Bowl comes to your town, is normally whatever the beer sponsor is for that event, if you go to bars around the area, they'll have the pint glass with that logo on it. So I remember very vividly the last season at the old Yankee Stadium, I think they were Bud Light glasses that had the stadium logo, the date that it opened, the date that it ended, the whole last season thing. Every time I saw one of those pint glasses, bam, mine. Backpack.
So you like went home with a glass on the subway?
Yeah, often. Like
Who was telling us there's one bar that has glasses that say stolen from and it's the bar name?
Oh, that's Paul from Sodexo.
Oh.
He was telling us.
Yeah. Gillywagon said Anthony is now banned from all Gillywagon events.
Yeah, today was not a good day for me in the event space.
This guy.
But at some point, it's just good marketing for those companies, right? Like if I took a Bud Light glass home, I'm just now, I have a Bud Light ad in my home.
For all the people coming over.
Yeah, or myself. Maybe it just reminds me subconsciously of Bud Light. And then next time I go buy some beer, I buy it.
It's pretty cheap right now.
And then I could go all Kid Rock on it and shoot it with a shotgun like a psychopath.
AMS 068 said Danielle Monero went to someone's house for Halloween, I think, and talked about their monogrammed toilet paper. Yeah, I'm going to ask her when we get home because I'm pretty sure it was her who stole toilet paper from a celebrity's house.
I believe it. Listen, if you have monogrammed toilet paper, I'm taking a couple pieces just so I could show, like, people aren't going to believe me.
No.
That I saw monogrammed toilet paper.
But now I got to watch out. She might be stealing our toilet paper.
We have regular poor people toilet paper, though. We don't have initials. I also like how...
I bet you I can get a toilet paper initialer on Amazon Prime Day.
But I like how rich people are so rich, they don't even call their initials. Oh, I got it monogrammed. You put your initials on it.
It's not a rich people thing.
It's a rich...
You can go to LL Bean and get monograms.
LL Bean is for rich people, for the record. LL Bean is specifically for rich white people. Those are all the people I grew up with.
I've never bought anything from there, so I don't know why that was the first one that came to mind.
Well, because you're not a rich white person. You're half of that equation.
But I said, why I never bought anything there? No, but like there's the other one where my mom buys all of our initial things at like, what's that magazine?
Is it called like Silver Memories or something in the mall? What's that place called?
It's every time.
It's a store. It's not even a kiosk.
Things remembered.
There's no silver in there? Or they just sell a lot of silver stuff?
They sell a lot of silver stuff.
Yeah. Okay, so what I'm piecing together
Chris
now
Rock's
is
house.
Danielle was at Chris Rock's house?
She's sleeping, so we can't wake her up. But
things remembered. Thank you, Deborah. Oh, let's see. It's Megan, not Megan, says, I was far from rich and grew up buying LL Bean backpacks that were monogrammed.
And LL Bean will, if your backpack rips and you're 97 it's from your first grade, they will replace it for you.
So LL Bean allows the poors in their stores? Poors in the stores. It's a fun thing to say. I always thought it was a rich white kid thing. I don't know why. What?
Fred.
What do you say?
The mailman. His name is Fred. Keep that in mind. Starts with an F. He said, I'd never get monogrammed toilet paper. Don't want to F my own beehole.
Oh, man. Wait, so Personalization Mall for online personalized everything.
My mom does that too.
Personalization Mall?
Yeah.
It's just the website? Mm-hmm. You know what I miss? Sky Mall.
I mean, but it's just Amazon now.
Yeah, it was always so useless. Everything in Sky Mall was like but they would also they'd have like your useless things you could buy, but then be like, you could also buy this alligator statue for $30,000 made out of real alligator. Yeah. But they don't carry those anymore. Like no one has Sky Mall, right?
No, because you have your phone and TikTok and free internet.
Yeah.
If you're a T-Mobile customer.
Shout out to T-Mobile. They're not sponsoring this stream, but they should. That's how I used to just pass time on planes. Was Sky Mall. They'd have like Lord of the Rings. I remember the one thing that was always in Sky Mall. It was the ring from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
With like the engraved thing on the inside.
We were talking about this recently because I had to get a new Seattle library card. Yes. And then I started connecting it to all like the different online things that you can also get for free, and one of them was like magazines, and I was like, I need to start reading like magazines again. I'm going to try it digitally, but I was obsessed with magazines, and before a flight, I would like stock up, and I would read magazines on the flight. Cosmo, Glamour ended up being better than Cosmo, but then I would read like, what's the other one? Not GQ. There was another one for women that was like GQ. Maybe it was Glamour. But I just like, I would stack them and just flip. Loved them. Loved that. Like the sound of a magazine page, there's nothing like it.
I realized pretty recently that I pack when I go on flights like I'm a 2-year-old child that needs entertainment at every single moment. Yeah. But then I end up sleeping almost the entire flight. So I'll have my laptop. I'll have like a Game Boy of some sort or a Switch. I'll have a book.
Snacks.
I'll have, obviously, my phone with music on it. I'll have a backup battery in case the phone dies. I have so many options. And I would say 99% of the time I get on a flight, I am sleeping before it takes off.
Yeah, that does happen to me too.
I don't use any of that.
Everything, and I'm like, why'd I do this? It's Me. Meech said, same CM. I would post up in the magazine aisle while my mom grocery shopped and read them all. I would go to Barnes & Noble, and I would pick every magazine I wanted to read and read them in the store.
What is, how expensive is like a storefront in an airport? It's gotta be
We've
expensive,
talked about this
right?
because there's that other company that has like, not You Look Good. There's another company that has an airport kiosk.
Well, I'm not even asking for You Look Great stuff.
Oh.
I'm asking because what if I made a physical Sky Mall? And it would be like, you'd see the duty-free shop, you'd see Hudson News.
They have it with that like electronic shop kind of.
Yeah, but I need the Lord of the Rings ring, the one ring to rule them all. I've never seen Highlander, but there's usually a Highlander sword of some sort. Then there's like some Ninja Turtle statues.
A massage chair that you're going to take on the airplane with you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And what we'll do is we'll ship it to wherever you live for free. Because we're charging $10,000 for alligator statues. So we have the budget for that.
Okay.
I think we need, but Hudson News is practical things. Books, gum.
Chocolate covered things.
$18 pretzels.
I put something back once when they rang it up. I said,
I've done that with cashews. So I was like, I could go for a good bag of nuts. And then it's 2 for $18 or something.
I was insane. Like, I could have actually bought a pass to the Alaska Lounge.
Here's a question. Where do you get cheap nuts? Is there a good place for cheap nuts? Is there a website?
Nutsforall.com.
Nuts for all.
Pretty sure that's it. Be careful because it may not be.
Careful what you're Googling there.
Nutsforyou.com.
And also very careful with that one.
Oh, Costco's got the good nuts.
Really?
I guess they're expensive because you gotta like think about it. People gotta pick them.
I feel like machines are doing that now.
Tree shaker. Trader Joe's? Oh, it's just nuts.com. So don't go to Nuts for All or Nuts for You.
I feel like nuts.com is scarier than nutsforyou.com. Like, I would definitely open that in a private browser.
Do it.
And then see what happens.
Would you, though?
What?
I don't know. Based off your actions last night, you might be all right.
It's still a private browser. I don't need Google knowing what I'm searching for.
Yeah. Nuts for Nuts is the carts, though, in New York City.
Delicious. The smell of the nuts for nuts
smell is better than what they taste.
No, I think they're pretty good. You have to have the hot nuts, though. You can't my dad would bring them home for us sometimes from the city when he would go.
Yeah, then cold nuts.
At that point, he's sitting in 2 hours of traffic.
Yeah, yeah.
I need...
Soggy cold nuts, not the kind.
Nuts for nuts have to be hot. You can't have cold nuts for nuts. If you've never been to New York and you are going to go there soon, the Nuts for Nuts carts are everywhere.
Yeah.
Just grab one.
Are you checking nutsforall.com?
Oh, no, I can't.
Do you know that if you go to enews.com, it takes you to the Barnes & Noble website? Which means that Barnes & Noble bought enews.com.
Pretty brilliant.
To find e-entertainment, like this e-news, you have to go to e-online is their website.
Nuts, the number 4 or FOR?
4. Number.
4, and then the letter U or YOU?
I think in my head,
yeah,
it was the letter.
The letter. So nutsforyou.com.
Are you in?
What are we going to get here? Oh, it says this is a not secure website.
Okay, don't.
And then it redirects you if you'd like to go to Bulk Nuts Wholesale, Bulk Nuts and Bolts, or Bolt Nut. Okay. So none of the things we want. All right. But at least it wasn't a naughty website.
At least you're sad.
I know where to find those if I need them. I'm not that sad. Yeah, Diva Woman said just logged back on and heard hot nuts. That's where we're at today. Hot nuts, curvy straws. Did you explain that straw to everybody?
Yes.
On the stream?
Oh, I don't know.
That's the one you were talking about on What's Trending last week, right?
Yeah, so I looked. I don't think there's a Prime Day for this specific one, but they have a bunch of brands. It's an anti-wrinkle straw because it's been proven it's not just a TikTok thing. For years, this has been a thing that if you sip out of a regular straw like this all day, you're going to get smoker's wrinkles, which are all wrinkles here. So this...
But aren't you still doing the same action? You're still sucking.
You're not doing this.
Oh, I see the difference. All right. What a time to be alive. Wrinkle-free straws.
Is it flute you play like this or clarinet?
What
does Lizzo do?
Flute is played like that. I don't know how you play a clarinet. I don't know if it's a hot dog or hamburger type instrument.
Hot dog.
What?
Marijuana said, well, that looks insane.
It does. It looks ridiculous.
It does, but you know what? You know what looks even more insane? Smoker's wrinkles when you don't smoke.
That's fair. Maybe they just need to rename them. Would you be mad if they were suckers wrinkles? Straw wrinkles?
No, I don't want them. Any name.
No, but then you'd at least be someone, like you said, it's ridiculous if you have smoker's wrinkles and you don't smoke. Mm-hmm. But if you have straw wrinkles and you use straws, it's less ridiculous.
Then they're still wrinkles.
But they're less ridiculous wrinkles.
Okay.
They're ridiculous.
Listen, I know wrinkles are a part of growing up.
They sure are.
That's what I'm going to say from now on. Growing up instead of getting old. Wrinkles are a part of growing up, but I'm not trying to force the issue.
Would you rather grow up or get old? Because grow up...
You never actually grow up, though, if you're always growing up.
Oh, that's fair.
Like, I'm going to be 70,
up.
And be like, when I grow up and I have to get a cane.
It's fair. That's like when I go back to my parents' house in Jersey, and my mom's feeding me, and I eat a lot of food.
Never grown up.
And I just say, I'm still a growing boy.
Yeah.
Like, you got to keep feeding me.
Yeah. My Botox is officially kicking in. I'm moving my forehead right now.
So
Some spots it's still moving because it's not all the way killed my muscles.
It doesn't happen right away?
Takes 10 to 14 days, but mine usually, especially because I haven't really worked out since I got it.
So it takes 10 to 14 days for what to happen?
It to fully take effect.
And what's supposed... I don't really understand Botox. I'm dumb.
From what I understand, it
kills something, right?
It messes up... Not messes up. Not numbs. There's a word I'm looking for. Basically makes your muscles...
Paralyzes?
So that they can't move.
Okay. But they don't... But they come back?
Yes. And it wears off over time.
So they rest. They take a long nap.
The more you work out, the quicker you burn through it. But you're not supposed to work out X amount of hours, 24 hours after getting it, because if your heart rate goes over 130, it could make it go to spots that you don't want it to go to.
Because your blood flow throws things off?
Yes. Oh. And personally, once I started waiting the 24 hours, it lasted longer for me. So after I wait the 24 hours, but then also this weekend just happened.
Yeah.
So I haven't worked out, so I think it's
So, okay. You get Botox.
Mm-hmm.
How many times do they stick you?
It all depends on what you want.
Where do they stick you? In your forehead? Does it go directly to your forehead?
Yes.
That's wild.
I do this whole thing all the way, then you get here so you don't have a Wi-Fi signal, which is if you don't go high enough, everything is frozen except for up here, and you get a little Wi-Fi signal. I do here, all around.
So it's all up in your forehead.
Here.
Okay, so you get the shots. You wait 24 hours before you can really do anything.
Yeah.
And then it starts setting in, I guess.
Yes.
And then your face doesn't move as much.
Correct.
And how long does your face not move
All depends. Everybody's body is different, but 3 to 6 months.
Oh, wow.
But it's for me, it's not just the wrinkle thing. It smooths out my skin in general. Like
less pimples.
It's not that I don't. It just makes it it's like I have a filter all the time. It's wild.
Now, speaking of Botox, we were talking about nuts for nuts before. Isn't there a procedure guys are doing now where they're doing the Botox to the...
Yeah, I don't know what the reason is. It makes them perkier or something?
I don't know. I mean, if it...
There is one.
If it gets rid of wrinkles on your forehead, it could also get rid of wrinkles...
No, it's not the wrinkles. There's something where they make them do something. They are getting
like they're Mexican jumping beans. What do you keep doing this?
They get an injection in there. Scrotox. Thank you, Meg. That's what they're calling
Scrotox.
It's Botox in your scrotum.
And what's the point?
I don't know.
That's not what I'm going to Google today.
I'll Google it.
Go for it.
I don't care. Why do men get Botox in their... I won't say it.
Claire said, I Googled the cost of Botox and was surprised because I know several people who get it regularly.
Yeah, but there's also, once you become like, every place you go to is completely different. So Skin Spirit, Lily, she's amazing. If you, when you make your appointment and you say glow with me 75, like don't just say that. Be like, I have this code. You get $75 off like whatever you do. But there's like packages.
But you work with her,
yes.
right? Yeah.
There's like packages and stuff that you can get when you go to different places. There's also Groupons. Just be careful.
There's certain things on Groupon that I would question.
Well, this manicure is Groupon.
Yeah, which is fine.
And I got that massage.
I would be totally fine with a Groupon pedicure. I just don't know if like injectables should be on Groupon.
All right.
I don't know.
Scrotox. This means bigger looking testicles. Who wants that?
Bigger looking testicles.
Bigger looking. Reduced wrinkles, decreased sweating and pain. It can even provide more pleasurable sexual activity. Millennial men are Botoxing their balls. Here's why.
Hold on 1 second. Bigger looking when you're talking about a physical thing.
Just means bigger, I guess.
It should just mean bigger, right?
It could mean like maybe if it decreases the wrinkles, maybe they look.
So they're not actually growing.
I don't
know. They're not inflating your sack with Scrotox.
I'm reading. Is Scrotox safe?
Marijuana just said, didn't a guy die from doing that? I have no idea.
It's not FDA approved.
Okay.
Takes approximately 4 minutes, and the Botox takes 2 to 7 days for the muscles to relax. That's what I was trying to describe.
So it relaxes the muscles
in your head and your... If that's where you get it. There's not any swelling. The age group for this procedure is somewhere between the early 20s through 50s. Most patients are 20s and 30s. It can potentially enhance a man's sexual performance by boosting self-confidence.
So it doesn't actually boost performance.
Which I guess it's the same. Like my self-confidence is boosted.
That's fair. No, there is a direct correlation between how you feel about yourself and how you perform physically, how you do other things.
It's about $500.
For 4 minutes?
What do you mean?
They said it takes 4 minutes.
For the procedure.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's not a procedure. This guy said, it'll make my balls appear bigger as well as smoother, which will make sex better.
Was there too much friction before?
It will make sense. I can't. I don't know, man. Guys are weird. Like like men talk about all the things like women do to their bodies or whatever.
I mean, we literally just spent 5 minutes talking about you injecting your forehead. So I think people are weird, Carla Marie. Just because they do it on their sack and you do it on your face doesn't make it any different.
Wow, this has been a trend since 2016.
Scrotox? Who was the first person?
Not me.
You know, I'm going to inject that poison into my sack.
Can I run to the ladies' room?
You could, yeah.
I
don't know, can you?
By the way, these shorts have an amazing deal on Prime today, like 40-something% off.
No one can really see them. Here, why don't I just... There you go.
Pockets, they come in different lengths as well.
All right, go to the bathroom.
I just wanted everyone to know.
I will say, and I know we talked about this yesterday, and the shot is not exactly what we would want because one of the cameras wasn't working. I do like being across from Carla Marie while we do the stream, mainly because it feels more natural for a conversation when you're looking over your shoulder and then trying to read the chat and then looking at the camera. It's not really that natural. But Team No Pants. What is Team No? Why is Team No Pants here? What are we doing? Okay, Coast to Coast said, I've been liking it today. Mr. Miami Cool said I like it too. Jen said this setup is very natural. Cool. We're going to work on it. If we can get a situation where we have 2, maybe even 3 cameras, so we could have like a face cam and then something, I don't know, I'm pointing up like this is my studio. It's not. I can't just start installing things here, but we'll see. I think 3 would be ideal, and that could get everything we need. Because then I could have gone to the wide camera, and Carla Marie could have shown everyone her Amazon shorts. Has anyone purchased anything off of Amazon Prime yet? That's the question. Because I think today might be the first year I do it. All right, Vicky said today was definitely better than yesterday, so I've got to go back now and compare the two and see what the difference was. Thank you for the constructive comments here. Ooh, countertop ice maker. Says Lisa. That's something I think we do need. Wendy in Virginia, what are you buying? So I'm going to look for some stuff to like upgrade our studio. There's usually really good deals on electronics and whatnot.
Yes.
So
I got my
one thing I do really want, we have been using, and this is going to sound crazy because I blame it a little bit for my Achilles tear. We've been using regular like dining room chairs for our stream. Hear me out.
You're blaming.
Hear me out. They're fine. As dining room chairs, they're great.
They're from Target.
But as office or streaming chairs that I'm sitting in for sometimes 4 hours a day, not the best. So I think on Amazon, I'm going to look for some gaming chair deals. Because even Amazon Basics, their company, has a couple cheap ones.
Their stuff is good.
And I think normally they're only $50. Mm-hmm. So I think I'm going to buy 2 of those. But the reason I say I blame the chairs is because they're uncomfortable. I end up sitting in this weird position where
your legs are tucked under.
My legs end up going. I can't do it now because my left leg doesn't move.
So if this is your feet, they do this, right?
No. Here, point your camera over here.
No, I'm not moving it.
Why not?
Absolutely not touching that.
Why not?
Just explain it.
So my feet go next to
the
almost behind the front legs of the chairs.
You wrap them.
And my toes are still pointing forward. So I'm like this on my toes. And I think going from that position to then playing basketball that night probably wasn't great.
Well, baby foot, Jen said, that's the foot peel that we love. Like, it's the expensive one, but we're getting the cheap one recently. Yeah. The expensive one is 33% off today.
Do they have adult sizes?
Well, full warrant, they have the men's sizes.
Because
you got men.
I try to use the lotion one, and they're all too small for me.
Okay. If you use baby foot, full warning, nothing happens after. It's like you put your foot in a bag and there's cream in there and you let it sit. It's a mask for your foot.
Acid.
Basically. 3 to 5 days later, your foot skin is peeling off like the size of my palm. Like I just peeled like this, my whole foot.
And that'll happen for like a week and a half to 2 weeks.
There's like skin all over your house. So like if you're getting married or something, or like you have a wedding to go to, maybe don't do it anytime soon.
Yeah, you don't want to be like, oh, I'm going to the beach. I want some pretty feet and do that. Because the gross part is about the baby foot peel, Carla Marie. You have to turn, after you put socks on, when you're doing your laundry, you have to turn your socks inside out because there's so much dead skin.
Okay, wait.
Yes.
Tori Grace said, I need that. I started selling pics on Feet Finder.
Good for you.
I need to do it.
How much you making?
I need to do it.
Ooh, do foot fetish? I guess there's different types of people who have different types of foot fetishes. But the question is, would the process of the foot peeling thing, the 2-week period, would people like that?
Yeah.
If you know what I mean?
I filmed a whole bunch of videos of me peeling mine last time, and I never did anything with it because I wanted to do a video. But John KC said, best investment I made, separate of the feet, was buying a secret lab chair.
Those are like the top tier chairs.
What is it? He said it was expensive. I was buying chairs every year. I've had this one without any issues for over 3 years.
Okay.
What is this about?
Secret Lab? What do you mean, what's it about? It's a brand.
Oh.
Their chairs, I mean, some of them are, I think, close to $1,000. But I think they're more reasonable ones end up being, John, correct me if I'm wrong, I think the more reasonable ones end up being like $400 or $500.
Okay, think about it though. It sounds insane, but how many chiropractor visits do I have to go to because I'm sitting like an idiot?
Yeah.
And how much am I spending there? Because right there, 3 chiropractor visits, like $300 something bucks.
Listen, we were in a position when we built this setup we use now normally, not this one obviously, but we were trying to save as much money as possible. So taking 2 dining room chairs.
Still trying to do that.
Yeah, still trying to save money, but we took 2 dining room chairs and said, this is what we're going to use. But now I do understand this. It's the same reasoning that people say it's don't cheap out on your bed.
Yeah.
You're going to spend a third of your life in it. Mm-hmm. If you sit for work.
That's what John said, 8 hours a day. If you're Fred the mailman, maybe don't buy this chair. Get some good shoes.
Unless Fred goes home and sits in one chair for the rest of his evening. Are
your shoes a write-off if you're a mail person?
That's a good question. It should be, right? Or are they part of your uniform? That gets... Well, you have to buy your uniform too, I think.
Yeah, but guess what? I would be wearing Hoka's. I don't care what the post office said.
Yeah, but what if it's cold and you need, like, boots? I'm sure... If it's for the mailman, I'm sure there's another mail carrier in here too.
We can ask our friend Sabrina.
We could. Let's see. Tori Grace... Oh, because we asked if Tori Grace has been making money yet on Feet Finder. She said, not a lot, but it's been fun. It's kind of a game you have to look at buyers' profiles. It notifies them, and then they look at... Oh, so you have to go out and fish for the foot fetish people.
Okay.
That's interesting. I did just get an email recently from someone who... I don't know if it was from the foot video that we still have up on YouTube.
You did get an email from a foot...
I got an email recently asking if I have more stinky sneakers, and I just responded $300. And? I don't know. I have to check my email again.
Tell them that you have a woman who has stinky sneakers.
I don't think they're interested. I think it's because I'm a guy they're interested, which is rare, except for last night and this foot thing.
Speaking of.
What?
I was causing a scene at T-Mobile Park last night at the Home Run Derby because I went to go to the bathroom at the stadium.
Yeah.
And I was like, what is going on here? This is so weird. There was not a single line for the women's room. You just walked in. The men's line had 50 to 100 men deep because apparently women don't like sports. And the line was so long, and I was going like this, it's a great day to be a woman. And I'm just yelling at all the men in line. All the women in the bathroom were like, this is amazing.
So you just went in, peed, and left. That was it.
And then the same guys were just like, I swear to you, I've never seen more group of miserable men. And they were so pissed off that they had to wait in line. I was like, I'm going to watch the Home Run Derby, dudes. Have fun.
I mean, listen, you got to take your wins where you can get them.
I took a video, but you couldn't really tell because I'm short and it just looks like there's people around me. It was amazing.
I think, Carla Marie, it is time for us to get out of here.
Okay, we got things to do.
I've got to go see Miles in a couple hours to go get my hair did.
We might be going to the All-Star game.
Yeah, we found out yesterday, apparently T-Mobile asked us, or not apparently, they asked us if we were going, one of our connections with T-Mobile. We said, we're not going yet.
We don't have tickets.
And we're fine. It's okay. And he said, well, let me see if I can do something. And I was very clear with Zach. I said, you guys have done more than enough. There is no pressure. If there's a pair of tickets available, we'd gladly take them. Mm-hmm. However, we're fine.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know if my voice is going to last.
I know.
But I think I mainly lost my voice at the after party.
If we go, we have to bring this into the stadium.
I'm taking that everywhere.
Lenny, you're right.
I'm taking that everywhere with me. Oh, man, my voice just completely failed. Let's see. We ready to go?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much to everyone. The chat was amazing today. I liked having it on a big screen over here.
It's cool.
You had it in front of you. Mm-hmm. Thank you guys for being patient with us. I know we were a little late today, and we will get everything up on YouTube once things settle down in the home, because things are a little out of sorts at the moment.
Yeah.
All right. You ready to roll, Carla Marie?
Peace out, Cub Scouts.
Peace. Where's this thing? There we go. And there we go.
The reviews are in.
What?
They show people like it.
Oh, good.